Columbus controlling the Knicks.
They're going to spend some time filling each other out. But after they get up and down the court a couple of times and they start to try to establish the pattern, is what they're going to try to do, of what pace the game's going to be played.
Jamal Wilkes hits his first shot, and he'll be guarded by Maxwell. Bill Fitch wants Maxwell to take the player who's outside. He wants to keep Bird inside, so Bird will be on Rambis. So 2-0 to score. Nixon and Tiny Archibald, the best home record in the league, as Larry Bird fires it up. Harris hit a game winner against Denver Friday from the line. Good. And a pass back. Look at that offensive board strength. That's what the Lakers have to contend with this afternoon. Pat Riley and Bill Burke to his assistant. Cooper over Ford. And the teams feeling each other out in the opening moments.
Well, now the Lakers are, at this point, they've started to run. Two things have become apparent already, that the Celtics are going to pound the offensive boards. And the Lakers do not screen out that well as a team. And so what they want to do is get the ball and start the fast break. But they got it right now is a point where you got willpower. And you go out here now and say, okay, now this is what we're going to do. Now let's get to doing it. And it takes a couple of times up and down to establish it.
Maxwell the foul. Go to Kareem. They don't want to give him that, the sky hook. They want to depend on that side of the basket, the baseline, and we have a loose ball foul. And it's called against Larry Bird. The crowd will not like anything called against Larry Bird today, as Riley talks to Jamal Wilkes, who goes over to the bench momentarily. So the second team foul on Boston here. Tiny is on Nixon. Nixon with a good move and spins inside for it. Doesn't go for him. Bird lead pass. Nixon is down there off the hand of Parrish, and they go the other way.
So both teams are going to open it up. And that was a good attempt. It establishes something. For the Celtics, Robert Parrish goes down, he can run. And the Lakers have to be aware of this. So when they shoot, they got to be aware they got to get back on defense.
Kareem is coming out now, and Parrish is there to meet him. So it's wide open inside. Jamal Wilkes with that good outside shot. And the Lakers a little cold after that first shot of the ball game by Jamal. Opening moments, less than 2 minutes gone by, as Bird powers his way inside. But Kurt Rambis is there to knock the ball away, and Parrish goes up. Look at that.
And I tell you, there's a little tension in this game.
Nixon pulls up in his short, so the Lakers ice cold off the top of the game, and the Celtics running 2-on-1. Parrish and Ford. That'll get him going. Second to Bird in MVP voting last week in the All-Star game.
And he's doing a good job of getting up and down the court. He's one of the better running centers in the league.
Lakers are 1 for 6 from the field. And they come right tit for tat.
He says, now watch this. You want to dunk? Let's dunk.
Jimmy Rogers and Bill Fitch. Tiny comes back, and they're heating it up now. Nixon leads the break. He has Cooper to his left. Here's Michael Cooper, and Cooper's come alive offensively. Believe us, 30 points Thanksgiving or Christmas Day against Phoenix. So he can score as well as play the outstanding defense that he's been noted for. Michael Cooper. 3 minutes gone by, first quarter. Parrish away from the hoop. He's short. And Kareem doesn't know the ball's behind. Archibald steals it. 6 points for Parrish. He has all 6 of the Celtic points. Rambis. And LA can't get it in there, no matter how close they get. Archibald penetrating. Oh! And a foul. Good steal, and the pass inside.
Now there's Kareem was getting up court, and Tiny steps in. Now, this is when you really take advantage of a situation. Right to Robert Parrish. It's what you got to do. When you get a steal like that, you've got to score on it.
Cooper commits the foul. That's the first team foul on Los Angeles. Ford, a 2-point shot outside. Chris Ford, who can hit from out there and has been the most active 3-point shooter. Maxwell is on Wilkes now. You notice Bird is playing close to the basket. Setting a screen is Cooper for Jamal. And Jamal, who normally can't miss, is missing all over the place after that initial basket, and now we have an offensive foul called against Kurt Rambis.
Loose ball.
Loose ball foul on Rambis.
What both teams are starting off feeling a little pressure. This game is very important to both teams because they want to establish things that just in case they meet in the playoffs.
Steps called against Parrish, and keep in mind, the Lakers have not been able to beat the Celtics without Magic Johnson. Strangely enough, Bill Fitch said, I hope he's in there because
we want to beat him with him.
That's right. Sometimes your teammates can rise to the occasion and try to make up for things without him. Right now, though, it's 8-6 in favor of Boston, and Michael Cooper hits the jump from the baseline.
Now, both these teams are players. The reason I said earlier that the matchup is so important. These are great individual players who are playing as teams. And so that the matchup and how they play is so important.
Chris Ford, follow-up is good. And the outlet pass as the Celtics take the lead. Michael Cooper trying to work on Ford, has a big edge and speed. Now they've got Maxwell out on Nixon. And a mismatch. Tiny is underneath the basket, and they're trying to take advantage. They can, and Nixon misses. Parrish, outlet Ford. Cooper is back on the fence. Shuffles it to Archibald. Big play by Boston.
Well, at this point, Boston seems to have their running game in a little better shape. The Lakers have slowed down a little bit, and they're taking the outside shot. You have to establish the running game to get a rhythm before those outside shots will work.
Magic Johnson, who is out with a strained right arch, tried to come back against the Bullets on Friday and did for a while, but had to leave the game. Personal foul is on Wilkes, his first, as Tiny goes to the line. Big scorer early in his career, settled down to be a very smart playmaker, and now we have the Celtics pushing off.
And that foul, I think, was on Larry Bird.
It is. It's number 2 on Larry.
Now, that's an important foul, and I'll tell you why. During the game, if you're playing, you'll get 2 or 3 fouls just from playing hard. It's those little dinky fouls that get you in foul trouble.
It's going to be important for the Lakers.
Right, and the Celtics, because they want to have him whenever they want to play him. You know, to give him the rest when they want to, and to play him when they want him, not when they have to. And foul situation, that changes when you can play a guy.
And that ball was kicked out of bounds by...
And the edge is in the one thing that we talked about earlier, rebounding. They're out rebounding Lakers 8-2.
Bird and Parrish each have 3. Parrish is taking a high post, going low as Larry. He's moving in against Cooper. And that's exactly what the Celtics want to do. Take advantage about Cooper,
right,
and taking him close to the hole with Bird.
Well, they said if Cooper's going to try to shut him out, that they're going to post him up and see if they can get Cooper in foul trouble. And with the Lakers' depth, with Magic hurt, it's kind of thin now.
There's a sky
That's not thin enough. That's not thin.
Not at all. The sky hook by Kareem, keeping the Lakers to within 4 points. We have not had a substitution in the game, and Bill Fitch often goes a whole quarter with the starting pass. Top of the key, off the mark. Bird can't save it, and it's still Boston ball nonetheless. Cooper on Bird, the key matchup.
Now here's Cooper. He's chasing, and both these guys are very active. And here's Bird posting up.
Meanwhile, Chris Ford hit a 3-pointer to up the Celtic lead to 17-10. Kareem comes in with the layup on the follow. So Ford with a 3-point play. But I think that was important what we saw, because Cooper has his reputation as a defensive player and wants to really earn it against Bird today. Ford on a follow-up took a bad shot and made it happen for him, and the Celtics are up again by 7. And now Ford is a perfect 4 for 4, Bill.
And the Celtics again beating him on the boards, hitting the offensive boards.
Pat Riley told us last night we can't let the Celtics get 2 and 3 shots, and now Rambis throws it away, and now we will have our first substitution. Jim Brewer, the 9-year veteran from Minnesota, is coming into the ball game right now, replacing Kurt Rambis. So Brewer, who started 5 games at center when Kareem was out for 6 games earlier this year, is now in for the defensive rebounding job.
He's a good rebounder and a pretty good passer, pretty good defender.
Cooper on Bird. Open man, Tiny. Kareem comes out to meet him. Ford going for 2. It's just 2, but Ford is 5 for 5 and is yelling at Dick Pavetta saying that was a 3-pointer. Pavetta says no. The Celtics have upped the lead to 9 now. 5:05 remaining in the first quarter. Cooper.
Now, the one thing that the Lakers do miss with Magic, really miss, not only the rebounding, but the passing.
Often He'll go court end-to-end with that.
Right. Well, Norm Nixon's a good passer, but the rest of the guys are not, except Kareem is a good passer when the guys are cutting. And when they have Magic in there, they have two good passers, which makes a lot of difference.
The fast break, and you talked about the great running speed of Robert Parrish. Never more evident than it is here.
Getting up court. There he is. As I said earlier, one of the best centers in the league at getting up and down court.
Nixon hemmed in by Ford. Ford playing an outstanding first quarter in many respects, not just scoring, for he hasn't missed. Brewer gets it low to Wilkes, and the Lakers are out of sync. A 3-second violation has been called against L.A., so the Celtics now trying to make it their biggest lead if they can get 2 here. There have been 4 ties in the game. Ford for 3, not this time, and that's the first he's missed today. 5 for 6. Pat Riley trying to figure it out. Loose ball, Ford with the steal. 3 on Wall, 3 on 2. Nixon comes right back with it. Now a Laker advantage, and Nixon gets the foul. A smart play by Norm Nixon because he got Maxwell to foul him.
That's a tough fast break when that guy's got that position that deep, and you got to go all the way on a steal. It's better if you go to the foul line and stop, and then you can get an easier shot. But he did the right thing going that time because he knows that in order for Maxwell to stop him, he'd have to foul him.
Second foul on Maxwell, 4th team foul on the Celtics. Bird has the other 2.
There's one thing, the guys on the floor right now for both teams, they know what they can do, and they know what the other guys can do. And that in a lot of cases would dictate what they would try to accomplish.
Parrish is playing high, now goes low, turnaround. Goaltending against Kareem as the ball was headed down. Kareem thinks it was headed up, and so goaltending called. And now the Celtics are up again by 9 with under 4 minutes remaining as Kareem pleads his case to no avail.
I think he said he didn't touch the ball.
Something like that. Cooper is left open. Lakers have been perimeter most of the time here. Kareem can hit those
that shot. You know, he developed that over the years to counter because people are trying to take away that sky hook, which he's fairly active with.
Fair statement. Nixon working against Heidi. Maxwell got a hands. One thing the Celtics do inside, boy, they get the hand on the ball. They not only block shots, but they block passes.
You know what they do? A lot of guys will get inside position defensively, and they don't use their hands after you. You've got to use your hands after you do that.
In and out for Nixon. Ford the rebound. Chris Ford probably wouldn't be a starter, certainly on many other clubs, maybe not even make a squad, but on Boston he fits in perfectly with the role playing. Parrish with a finger roll, basket is good, and a foul as well. So Parrish with 10 and Ford with 11 have done it for the Celtics here in the first quarter with 3:20 remaining.
Now they have Brewer guarding Parrish. And so I think that means that Kareem is probably guarding Maxwell. Because he's not as good an outside shooter as Robert Parrish is. Robert Parrish is an excellent outside shooter for a big man.
Foul on Kareem, his first. Kareem has hit 4 in a row. Michael Cooper doesn't make it. Celtics knock it out, but Cooper is there. Driving. Scoring. Good play as he changed hands nicely. Michael Cooper. He got his confidence back in the summer league. He says, no way I can't be a two-way player, and he's become one. And an 8-point lead for the Celtics with under 3 minutes remaining. First quarter, Dick Stockton and Bill Russell from the Boston Garden. Good fake by Bird.
Now Bird really set that up when he went to the hoop. Everybody reacted defensively, and this how he and Kareem make out will really make the difference.
Harris lets it through. He's 7 for 11 from the field. He has 15 points and 3 rebounds. But what's happening here is the Celtics are just beating the Lakers on the offensive board. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. The Celtics have had the edge. They double-teamed Kareem. Ford was helping off Kareem, but Cooper couldn't get free. Low into Abdul-Jabbar. He hit one, he hits another from out there, so they're going to have to respect that. 5 in a row for Kareem, and the Celtics lead is 10.
And what they have not been able to do, the Lakers, when they double-team Kareem, the guys are not cutting to the open spot so that he can hit him. He's an excellent passer. If they get to the open spot, then he can help the guys out. But he can't help them out as it is because they're not going to the open spot when they... And so the Celtics are double-teaming and giving away with it.
Jim Brewer commits the foul, but let's see Robert Parrish again, who's really had a terrific first half on the follow.
That But see, now we missed the real play. The real play was how Bird got that defensive rebound, one he should never get. On a free throw, he should never let the offensive man get an offensive board off a free throw. Because that's the first thing you do is screen out.
Kareem sits down with 10 points and is replaced by number 11, Bob McAdoo, the 10-year veteran who the Lakers are playing more and more. Played 21 minutes against Washington Friday, and they want him for the one thing he can do, and that is score. He can rebound, but he can also score, as Pat Riley feels that the Lakers should have Kareem concentrating more on rebounding and defense. Of course, he'll always get the points for you, but McAdoo is in there for the purpose of scoring and is playing outside. Harris is right with him. 1:45 remaining in the first quarter. A 12-point Celtic lead, and Brewer, a rare outside shot for him. Maxwell the rebound. Biggest lead for the Celtics here at 12 points.
But at this point, the Lakers are out of sync. They're not running their plays very well at all.
They have lost 2 out of 3 in 3 of their last 5 games, but 4 of their losses were by a total of 9 points. Steps on the other way on Jamal Willis. 1:20 remaining in the first quarter. Pat Riley, who took over for Paul Westhead, at a 25-10 record thus far. Under Pat. Celtics right now with their biggest lead. Bird low to Parrish. Watched by McAdoo. They obviously want to go to Robert. Double team Nixon helps off, and Parrish goes in. What a first quarter for Robert Parrish, who has 17 points. Parrish with 17 is averaging 17 and a half on the year. Cooper will be short.
Bad shot, too.
45 seconds. Chris Ford. Moves in the shot as much as he used to, but he has the smarts and the savvy, and he used it there against Cooper.
And that was a great outlet pass by Robert Parrish, because he didn't try to throw the ball to Chris Ford. He ran the pass, threw the pass out, so that Ford could run to it. Good fake. You can do that on the give him a fake and send him to the rafters. That's one of the disadvantages that you run into if you're a good defensive player. You have to gamble.
Ford can't make the three-point play. He has 13 points, however, in the game, and 30 between Parrish and Ford. Ford is 6 for 7 from the field, including a three-pointer, with 36 seconds to go, and Parrish has hit his last 5. So a rousing 16-point lead for the Boston Celtics here. As Bill mentioned, Lakers out of sync. McAdoo. And a lot of their shots, in all fairness, are spinning in and out. So when things go bad, they go bad.
But that's the reason they're spinning in and out. They're not getting good shots. A good shot is a shot that you want to take when you want to take it.
Maxwell in the lane. Boy, he has really become a workhorse. Anything the Celtics need inside, he will give them. Passing, defense, offensive rebounding. Final seconds, as you see. McAdoo gets the hoop. And the final pass up, and that'll do it. Keep in mind that the Boston Celtics Friday against Denver scored 50 points. They led 50 to 28 at the quarter, and they still lost a 23-point lead. Right now, they're up by 16 as we've completed the first period here in Boston. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell back at Boston Garden, where the Celtics have opened up a 40 to 24 lead in the first quarter, thanks to the work of Robert Parrish, who has 17 points in the first quarter of play. And as Bill Russell pointed out, just watch the action between Kareem and Parrish. Could be the key to the game, as matchups play a bigger role in this game than maybe many others. And Chris Ford, 13 points as the off guard. But his partner has also had a quiet role, hasn't he, Bill?
I think that Tiny, at this point, has done a super job on one of the best guards in basketball, Norman Nixon. Norman Nixon is one of the real important people to the Lakers, and he's been shut out pretty effectively. He hasn't got the kind of shot that he wanted, and the one he's gotten, he hasn't made.
Big edge in shooting and rebounding for the Celtics. Substitutions in for the Lakers, as Eddie Jordan has come in the ball game. So Ford stays hot, 7 for 8 and 15 points, and an 18-point lead for the Celtics.
What Ford does is goes to the open spot, and because guys like Parrish and Bird cause such problems for the other team, if he's just patient, he'll get a good shot.
Kevin McHale is guarding McAdoo and fouls him. and almost a three-point play. So let's take a look at Kevin McHale, who came in with a bang last year in the league, and one of the great brainstorms by Red Auerbach, because the Celtics were able to acquire McHale and acquire Parrish in the deal for Joe Barry Carroll. And McHale is 6th in the NBA in block shots coming off the bench. 6th in the league, and he doesn't start. Has a couple of games, but he comes off the bench most.
Hawk it, lad. Hawk it, lad. Hawk it.
It's been all Boston. And Eddie Jordan, who's been playing a lot more under Pat Riley, has the assignment of Tiny Archibald now. Nixon is on Ford, so we have a switch there. They go inside to Parrish. Celtics are getting inside too even.
And they had, at that point, they had Kareem on Bird. That's a mismatch on the outside.
Right now, Bird is on Wilkes. Ford is on Jordan. And Parrish is on Kareem. He was that way all the way. It's still Laker ball, 9 seconds on the shot clock.
And Tiny Archibald continues to do an outstanding job on Norm Nixon.
Parrish has hit 6 shots in a row. Kareem over Ford, and it goes. So Kareem has had more success shooting away from the hoop than inside. He has hit 6 in a row for 12. McHale goes after the loose ball, comes down to Eddie Jordan, but you saw the hustle by the Celtics. Wilkes tries to save and does. Eddie Jordan from Rutgers came over from New Jersey last year.
And they used a combination of Bob McAdoo and Kareem together.
And Jamal Wilkes misses the layup inside.
Long pass again by Robert Parrish on the outlet.
2-on-1. He takes it. The outlet pass. The board's underneath. The Celtics are doing it.
That's the key pass on a fast break, is that outlet pass. And you can throw it long if you're careful with it.
Matches their biggest lead of 18, and Cooper will come back right in the ball game in a moment. Double team Nixon. Jordan open. Good open court player. Fires away in short. And the Lakers can't do anything right.
Shot a brick up to that time. But their whole team has shot a few bricks already.
Tiny will go in. Came up without the ball. Jordan gets the pass up to Nixon, and Nixon should get a couple right here. 9:40 remaining in the second quarter. The Celtics with a 16-point lead at the quarter. Biggest lead has been 18. They've had things their way.
Definitely, so far. But the Lakers, it's a funny thing. They're not playing well as they, for them, and they're still in this ball game.
Well, of course, Denver, as we mentioned, 22 points down, 23 points at one point Friday, came back and took the lead over the Celtics. So if you take a big early lead, most of the time the other club is going to come back and maybe even take the lead. The last touch by McAdoo, they say, so the Celtics have it. And now Gerald Henderson comes into the ball game for the Celtics, number 43 in his 3rd year, a free agent who's got good speed, good quickness, and can jump. Basketball coming next. 2 out of the top three rebounding teams in the league are on the floor, and so far Boston has had the edge by quite a substantial margin in this ball game. Now the Celtics aren't playing well, and it is not just because Magic Johnson isn't in the game, is it?
No, they're playing well because Robert Parrish got a good start. And you know, I was talking to Larry Bird yesterday, and he said one of the things that gets him started real well is Tiny Archibald. This is the way Tiny brings it up. Now Magic is not playing because he trained in arts in the game Friday night.
Jordan the rebound on Ford's miss. You know, they need help from the other shooters to pick up the slack, but Nixon is 1 for 5 and Wilkes 1 for 4. Kareem may go up with it if there's no one to open. Arcs a jumper. Kareem has been the offense. 14 points.
And there goes Robert Parrish again, almost.
7 in a row now for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, so he's keeping the Lakers in the game. Concentrating on defensive rebounding, he has 14 points. Cooper, alley-oop. Kareem tips it in.
That was a misplay. That was supposed to be for a dunk.
Let's not quibble.
Listen, no, when the big guys get the ball around there, they want to get so they can dunk.
Let's not quibble when you're down 46-34, so they're down to 12 points. Celtics' biggest lead was 18. 8 minutes and 8 seconds remaining. First half, Parrish heats it up. Parrish has 19 points and 8 rebounds.
And the Lakers are running a little better now than they were.
Wide open Cooper, a 10-point game.
And when you run like that, those shots go in. You see, when you pick up your rhythm, and timing, and you get to play at the pace you want, the shots that you sometimes would miss, you make.
And Bill Fitch knows when to call the timeout. He doesn't want to get an inside 10, and so he's done that with 7:56 remaining in the second. The emotional leader on the Celtics, M.L. Carr. People say you're going to trade him. No way, says Bill Fitch. Even though he missed 26 games this year, plays forward guard, defense, makes big plays.
Now, here's the thing about strategy working and not working at the same time. This is the shot they want to make Kareem take. Not the sky hook, but the jump shot. But he has developed a good jump shot so that he beat the strategy that time. But that's the shot they want him to take, and not the sky hook.
Celtics open up biggest lead at 18, but the Lakers have run off 8 straight as Rick Roby has come in the ball game. You'll see a lot of muscling in with Rick. And center number 53 as he comes in on Kareem. The ball drops for him. Celtics have had the rolls today. Rick Roby picks it up. And again a 12-point lead. Jordan fires away in his 5th year from Rutgers. Has played very well against the Celtics. That's been his history. It was touched by a Laker, so no backcourt violation. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Carr picked up by Wilkes. Double team, triple team, anyone's ball. 2 Celtics fighting for it. And it comes down to a Laker. Bird and Carr. 3 on 2. Los Angeles. Reverse layup by Jordan. And an 8-point lead by the Celtics. 48-40. At 1 point it was 10. 18, excuse me.
Well, actually, the Lakers are not playing that bad. They were slow getting on track. In fact, they didn't get on track the whole first quarter. But as fatigue and rhythm picks up, they're playing a lot better.
Good defensive play from behind on Bird. Second effort. McAdoo got the tip, but look at Rick Roby. Basket good, and it counts. And you can take that play and use it as an illustration of what the Celtics do to so many teams.
They pound and pound and pound. So here they go. The ball's alive. Bird gets it, keeps it alive, and shoots it up. It rolls around. Roby gets it. Right there. He's still going at it all the time.
Personal was on Kareem, his second. McAdoo goes out of the game by Rambis. So the former Indiana Pacer Rick Roby, who was acquired for Billy Knight in a big trade for the Celtics a couple of years ago. Cooper coming down was shooting over Roby. Airball. Rambis but almost took steps.
He went a tippy toe along the line.
Notice how the Lakers did well with both McAdoo and Kareem in the lineup at the same time.
Yes, they did well. It's one of those things that it takes some time to get together, but those two are 2 great offensive players.
McHale is outside, and Rambis is guarding him. They go low to McHale, but it was Roby's pass coming out of it, Los Angeles. They run
in a quiet way. Eddie Jordan's having a pretty good game for the Lakers. He's got a couple of defensive rebounds, and he's running the ball up, although he misses a lot of passes that he shouldn't. Most guys do.
Gerald Henderson hit Kevin McHale coming on the left, and you talk about filling lanes and finding the open man. The Celtics have done it, and even before, on the previous missed basket, the Celtics are finding the open man. Even the play didn't work. This one worked, though.
Well, they have a couple of big guys that can run. Kevin McHale is one of them. He's a good runner, too. Like he and Robert Parrish are real good running big men. In other words, they get up and down court with knowing where they are, not just running.
Stay tuned to CBS Sports for coverage of the final round of the 41st annual Bing Crosby National Pro-Am from Pebble Beach, California. Craig Stadler's tournament record 64 yesterday gives them a 2-stroke lead over Jim Simons. Hal Sutton 3-back. Nicholas and Bobby Watkins tied 4-back. All this afternoon here on CBS Sports, including another skyhook by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who has 18 points now as the Celtics lead is cut to 10 points. As you look at Kareem coming out now, and Roby is playing outside, and Kareem is giving him a lot of room. They're going to give Roby the outside shot.
This is all he makes you could have.
Kareem, by the way, has hit 9 in a row. Cooper was fined because he did not foul Bird, but was in his shirt. Rambis controls with 5:10 remaining in the first half.
Basic stat.
Celtics' biggest lead was 18, cut to 8. Cooper, well, Kareem majestically stuffs it.
That's an excellent pass, but generally the Lakers are not passing the ball very well today. They're out of sync as a team.
I bet they're only 8 down, though, the way they're playing.
Yes, but that was a great pass that Eddie Jordan made to Kareem on that.
Kareem has hit 10 in a row for a total of 20 points. Henderson penetrated. Good play by Gerald Henderson, who was discovered by Bill Fitch. Signed as a free agent, and Cooper draws the foul at the other end. Good play by the Lakers, and Fitch is off the bench.
The thing that you notice, I hope we can get some plays of it. Bird and Cooper, they're starting to go at each other, and they're getting on each other's nerves. And so this is one of those little games within games that are so marvelous to watch.
And the one we pointed out, it's another, he's got another shot. That didn't count. Larry Bird threw a shot in from just in front of the top of the key, and it went through. Didn't count, but it's great to watch.
Look at that. That's what I'm talking about now. Cooper has gotten on Magic's nerve, I think. That's what we're talking about. I mean, Cooper's gotten on Bird's nerve.
And the crowd is ranked up because of that wild shot, but it didn't mean anything. Cooper's free throw counts a lot more. Cooper now has 11 points and 5 assists, and Bird is only 1 for 7 from the field, so that points up the battle they're having. Kareem is now on Larry Bird. Obi past Rambis, and so Rambis has to watch out for Obi, especially to help all out Kareem. 4:15 remaining. The 11-point lead for the Celtics, and the crowd turned up just a notch here. 52 straight sellouts at Boston Garden. Wilkes puts a great move on Larry Bird and goes baseline.
These teams are playing. They've got themselves pumped up pretty good. As the game goes, they're playing much better as the game goes.
Wilkes trying to harass Roby. Finds Henderson, shooting over Nixon. Bird there. Steal. Henderson brings it out. Roby says, let's slow it up, and ML Carr calls the play. McHale, Rambis on him. They'll call a foul on Kurt Rambis. His second personal foul. Bird and Cooper. Let's see him again.
Here's Cooper. He's following Bird every place. Through picks, round picks. Get a little contact there. But they're both working. Now there's Bird inside. Just working around there. These two guys that know what they're doing.
Gerald Henderson by McHale, I believe. Kevin McHale with the bucket. Bird, by the way, has only 4 points in the game. Parrish 19. Ford 15. And McHale on the defensive play. Henderson brings it across. And so the Celtics are up by 13 after the Lakers had it down to 8, and they're playing ferociously.
Well, Gerald Henderson just made 2 key steals, which may make a difference in this ball game. It's hard to tell already, but that won't hurt either.
Feed from Henderson to McHale. And
that's the old-fashioned pick and roll. Set a good block, and then after the defense reacts to it, go to the hoop.
And that play never changes, right? If you execute it well, you can work it. 40 years ago, you can work it 10 years from now, right? Right now, let's go to New York and Brent Musburger with a live report from Daytona. Nope, we're not. We're going to keep it here. We're going to keep it here. 2:52 remaining in this first half, and a 62-47 lead. So all of a sudden, the Boston bench has come up with 14 big points this period, and let's take a look at the tip-in.
Now here, Gerald Henderson goes, gives the pump, gives a good shot off, bounces it around, and that's Kevin McHale.
You talked about how the Lakers aren't passing well, despite the fact they cut the lead to 8. The Celtics are passing beautifully.
As well as they can pass. And what they're doing, they're keeping good motion. I think they got it in practice.
You know that man?
Who, what guy? Who, Red?
The guy they said Red with the cigar?
As I was saying, the Friday night's game against Denver, they got in Denver. Their offense will make you start to run. And the Celtics keep the same kind of movement up this game. Perpetual motion almost. They're always moving. And when you do that, you can make the transition from offense to defense. But what makes it good is you can go to the hoop for the offensive rebound because you're already in motion.
Coming up at the half, the World Sprint Speed Skating Championships plus rebound with a former Celtic and Bill Russell teammate Tom Heinsohn and an NCAA college basketball report. So we have a lot in store for you coming up. Offensive rebounds so far. The Celtics have 9 and the Lakers have 2, and they start them young here, and Celtic fans wearing the green. 15-point lead. Largest lead for the Celtics was 18. 2:45 remaining in the first half. Kareem, I'll check that. Wilkes shooting over Roby, and Jamal Wilkes 6 points. Dixon has 4 and Wilkes has 6, but Kareem with 20. Rambis is watching McHale. Henderson off-balance shot. And Rambis fights for the loose ball. And goes around Bird neckwise. No basket. They're going to have a jump ball, I believe, between...
No,
a loose ball foul.
On Rambis.
It's on Rambis.
And he didn't grab him too much. There's Bird going inside. Now on the rebound, Rambis has it. He loses it. And this is where he grabs Bird. And that's what the foul they called.
Third on Rambis. Team fouls, 3 for the Lakers, 2 for the Celtics here. Good play by Jamal Wilkes. Anticipated that pass to Bird. Nixon coming down with it. Tipped away by Henderson. Another fine defensive play. Celtics bench playing superb defensive basketball in this first half. McHale setting a pick for M.L. Carr. McHale in for the rebound. He went from a pick outside, inside for the follow-up, and Fitch loves it.
As soon as the defense reacts, you go to the basket when you set a block. And what he did real good on that was he got that rebound. He never brought it down.
McHale has hit 4 in a row and a 15-point lead. They double-team Kareem, and Henderson fouls him. Gerald Henderson played his college ball at Virginia Commonwealth in his 3rd season. First foul on Gerald. The Lakers came back, but now they're behind by 15. 1:40 remaining in the first half.
Jamal kind of ran into a stone wall on the play before that. He tried to cut, and Roby kind of gave him. Here's the one where Jamal's trying to get away from Bird, so there's a pick set. So when he runs in there, Roby gives him a. No, don't come this way. You better go back the other way.
That's what Roby does so well for the Celtics. You're going to mess with him inside, you're going to pay for it. Kareem now with 21 points.
That's 21.
Okay. 1:37 to
He
go.
wanted to make you look good. He was thinking about you.
Sure. 14-point Boston lead. Cooper on Bird. It's been a good matchup. McHale going to the hoop, blocked by Kareem.
And caught it. Now he kept in play, but he caught it himself.
Cooper pulls up. This is the jump shot. And a loose ball foul the other way. So the Celtics are not letting the Lakers get more than 1 shot at the hoop, and the Celtics are getting as many as they please almost at the other end.
That was a bad call. The referee couldn't have seen that one.
Cooper commits the loose ball foul, his second. Call it! Call it! 1:10 to go in the first half. Brett Musburger will have a lot for you coming up at halftime. Henderson goes baseline, and Norm Nixon was with him all the way on the foul. Foul's on Norm.
What the Celtics have done pretty effectively, they had Archibald on Norm Nixon, who did a good job defensively, and now Gerald Henderson is working hard on the defense. You know, if you work real hard on defense, there's not a lot left for the offense. It kind of throws your shot off a little bit a lot of times.
They're in the penalty now, and Eric Bernstein, number 45. So we have Eric, and Bob McAdoo comes in for the Lakers. So Bernstein is in for the Boston Celtics. And he replaces Larry Bird, who goes out of the game with 4 points, but has done a marvelous job in the teamwork department. 7 rebounds and 6 assists for the Celtics.
And again, the Celtics come up with the offensive board.
1 minute remaining in the first half. And a 15-point Boston lead. Biggest gap, 18. Roby setting a screen. Henderson. Kareem keeping Roby out of there, and a pushing foul. Called against McAdoo, I believe. So this will be a shooting situation as Bill Fitch, off the bench, saw his team using reserves in the second quarter kind of squander a lot of their lead against Denver on Friday, but the reserves have done quite a job here in the second quarter this time.
They're going at the Lakers in waves.
That's their reputation. Coming off the bench, the Celtics have outscored the Laker reserves 17-8.
Well, the Laker reserves normally don't score that much anyway. They very rarely. In fact, I think Bob McAdoo is the first reserve that they really expected, except for Cooper, to get any points out of it. With Cooper starting, I think that Bob McAdoo would be the only reserve they would expect to get 30 points out of.
Well, if you said the Lakers basically a 7-man team, and then when you take Magic out of there, it gets even tougher.
Yes, especially when he's there, they're able to use Cooper at forward and guard.
6 on the shot clock. Everyone is around Kareem, leaving Norm Nixon open. He hasn't had his shooting eye so far. He hits that shot with less than 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Henderson coming down. And a 20-second time called out by Bill Fitch, and he was yelling for it earlier. Bill Fitch, who spent most of his coaching career at Cleveland, and actually, if you look at the record, did pretty well toward the end. With several winning years and some playoff appearances. And there's Eric Fernston, who, like Bill Russell, one of the great centers of the University of San Francisco.
You're a mean one if I ever seen one. I was going to say about Fitch there, you know, one thing he really developed.
You both went to USF.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks, Dick. I was going to say about Bill Fitch, one of the things he developed while he's at Cleveland was a real unique sense of humor.
And he still has it.
You have to have it. It's worked that many years in prison.
We'll be hearing from them
Hopefully.
This week. Bird comes back in the ball game. You're looking at hard-working Kareem with 21 points. No one escapes our zingers, all right? That's the way it works at our game. 16 seconds. 15 seconds remaining in the first half. 66 to 52. They're isolating Henderson on Nixon. Kareem has it 1 second to go, and they're not going to get it off. That will not count if it goes, and that is the end of the first half here at Boston Garden. The Celtics have done it. Their reserves have done it. They've been running. They've been out rebounding the Lakers, and the Celtics had a 16-point lead. They matted 18 points, and the Lakers cut it down to 8, only to see the Celtics come back for the 66-52 lead. Brent Musburger will take it at halftime when we come back. Has limited Bird to 4 points, but the difference in the game you see right there, the rebounds 26 to 17, although the Lakers improved their shooting a little bit in the second quarter.
Yeah, and they had to because they were not shooting very well the first quarter.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 21 and Robert Parrish with 19 are the high scorers in the ball game, but an important contribution by Chris Ford. While Tiny was running things, Ford got free enough to score 15 points as the off guard.
And another thing is the 19 and 21 points by Robert Parrish and Kareem are almost two different set of points, because Parrish got that when the Celtics broke away, and Kareem has gotten his over a period of time and trying to bring his club back. So that the two sets of points have different significance in the game.
A lot of people say the third quarter tells the story in professional basketball, and Cedric Maxwell starts things off on the right tempo for the Celts, who now have up their lead to 68 to 52. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell as Chris Ford tries to save it and does to Larry Bird. So the Celtics with a good play on offense and defense, starting off things in the third period.
One of the key things to this game, key elements, has been the Celtics have practically neutralized Norm Nixon, and he is very important to that Laker offense.
Parrish is off the mark. Bird fights for the rebound, and Nixon. So we'll watch closely to see if Norm can emerge in this second half. And one thing is the shooting of Wilkes and Nixon. Hasn't been there, and the Lakers need it. Wilkes gets it from the corner.
He heard you. He was listening.
1 minute gone by. Bird flips. Parrish. That's Larry Bird, my friends. Talk about a team player, passer extraordinaire. And there you saw he had Parrish coming inside.
One of the advantages of playing with a good passer is that you know that if you go to the correct spot, the open places and the defense, you will get the ball where you can use it.
Like here.
Now here's Bird going to the hoop, draws the defense. So he drew Kareem toward him and laid it up for Parrish.
7 assists for Larry Bird. Tiny Archibald committed his first personal foul, and the first foul. And they call offensive foul against Norm Nixon the other way, and Tiny knocked the ball out of his hands. And I don't think Tiny and Norm Nixon are seeing eye to eye right now.
And that was not a good call.
Tiny knocked the ball out of Nixon's hands. Let's see it.
Tiny's still moving. See, the man has to have a step.
Tiny from the corner comes right back, and Pat Riley's not going to waste any time. This match is the biggest lead of the game for the Celtics, 18 points, as the Lakers, who have seen their Pacific Division lead disintegrate with Seattle taking a half-game lead, trailing by 18.
Like in the Boston huddle.
How well the Celtics have done in that department. Wilkes and Nixon are 6 and 16 between them, and they are 50% shooters for the year. So you see the Celtics are getting the job done against the big LA Guns.
Oh, really? That's the way it works?
Something like that.
Hey, listen. The Lakers have better get on track in the next couple of minutes, or they're going to have a real problem today.
Rambis is
it's a very important part of the game, the third quarter. And if the Celtics come out, it's maintaining that lead like they wanted. That's
something to do.
There's no way that the Lakers can catch them. If they can get out of this first 7 or 8 minutes in pretty good shape, the Lakers will have a long trip. Where they go from here.
Been a long one so far. Kurt Rambis up front with Cooper and Kareem. Nixon in the backcourt. Jamal Wilkes up front. Cooper in the backcourt. At least offensively, Nixon brings the ball up now. 9:45 remaining, third period, 72 to 54. And now Nixon calls the play. He's got Kareem low post to the left. And Bird overplaying Rambis. He's not been a factor in this ball game. He has not scored.
And the Lakers are not running their offense very well.
The shot goes up, and we have a foul. It's on 24 seconds. I'm sorry, 24-second clock ran out. So the Lakers, despite setting up the play, couldn't do it in time.
That was not good execution. I almost said terrible, but that's a little harsh.
A little harsh for this status of the season. McAdoo will be coming in soon. Maxwell, Rambis with a good D right there. Wilkes comes down with the rebound. So the Lakers have to get it going, as Bill says. Nearly 3 minutes gone by in this third quarter. They get it inside to Cooper, stuffed by Maxwell, knocked away to Parrish. Celtics with a bunch of shot blockers and great defense inside, showing it right there. Ford puts a fake on Rambis, another fake on Cooper, and let Tiny do it. Biggest lead in the game right now, Tiny Archibald with the bucket. 8 points, third leading scorer on the club behind Bird and Parrish, and with 8:40 to play, a 20-point bulge, 74 to 54.
Now what the Celtics have to try to do is just completely bury the Lakers. I mean, making sure that they can't come back. And so what they got to do here is really clamp down defensively. Now, conversely, the Lakers have got to get on track. Now, what they have to do is pick the pace up, which they have not done. Now, they brought in McAdoo who can give them some points, but they have got to pick the pace up of the game. They're letting the Celtics completely dominate the pace. In other words, the Celtics are coming down and taking their time. They're not running. And because the Laker defense is out of sync, and they're not playing the plays very well defensively, they're not playing the plays very well. So the Celtics figure they can slow it down and take advantage of it.
Magic Johnson not in action today. Sprained arch. And without Magic, the Lakers have had no success against the Celtics. With them, they've had great success. Nixon loops it for Cooper.
When they go bad, when things go bad.
When it rains, it pours. The steal coming right back by Kareem. And
Maybe we can make this one. There, see? It'll work. It'll fit.
Jamal learned his lessons well. Parrish outside with Bird, Ford, Archibald, and Maxwell. It's been all Boston. Celtics with a 2.5-game lead in the Atlantic Division over Philadelphia. Look at that pass by Bird. Bird inside, puts it in.
Left-handed.
But the pass, boy, I had to really watch that closely to see it. McAdoo, right of the key, trying to get it going. Cooper fighting against a lot of white shirts. Goes up, steps tall. They can't do it at all today.
Great pass by Bird. And follow up. See, where he didn't have any pass, he kept moving toward the basket and stayed there for the offensive rebound, just in case, and it was there.
Celtics have not needed Larry Bird scoring at all this afternoon. Robert Parrish, for example, has contributed, although he misses that shot. Nixon trying to generate some...
And he missed Kareem running then, and he missed Bob McAdoo running.
And Tiny slowed him up a bit. 7:10 remaining, third quarter. Harassing Kareem, Ford, and Parrish. Kareem in the lane. He's had to do it himself, almost 23 points as we look at Magic Johnson On the Laker bench, quiet bench it is. Parrish, ball knocked away. Parrish again. And Cooper's in there involved. He has Wilkes.
The Lakers have picked the pace up a bit. I don't know, they lost the ball in, but they've picked the pace up a little bit since McAdoo came in there. It's hard to assess what difference he made, but since he's been in there, they're good up and down court and look working they were before.
Lakers have turned the ball over 5 times. Not a way to come back from an 18-point deficit. That's our score. Celtics dominating the Lakers here in the third period at Boston Garden. And perhaps the key statistic in the ball game, offensive rebounds. A heavy domination in favor of the Celtics to that extent.
And what this means is that this is the way the Celtics like to play. They like to pound the offensive boards. They're being effective at that, and that's an indication that they're playing their game rather than the Lakers' game today.
Lakers have lost 3 out of 5, and 2 of their last 3. 4 of the losses have been very close. This one so far not. Let's see if the Lakers can generate something to turn it around. Parrish misses outside, and Cooper is hit, and the foul will be against the Celtics. Non-shooting situation, and that is the third team foul and the third personal on Larry Bird. Don't forget, next Sunday, 3:45 Eastern, they go at it again.
And a good acting job by Cooper. Well, you know, Los Angeles, Hollywood.
Sure.
You got to learn something.
Nixon, jump shot, Bird the rebound. Lakers rarely have had more than one shot at the basket.
And Nixon is not shooting well today, and it's a combination of things. Good defense, but he hasn't gotten the shot that he wanted when he wanted it.
Johnny has wide open there. That's what happened to the Lakers early. Wilkes shovels to Cooper. 2-on-1. Cooper, the layup.
That's what they like to do. Now, that's what those two guys like to do. And the Lakers fast break off of interceptions and made shots more than any other team in the league.
Kareem is 11 for 13 from the field. Other than that, the team is shooting about 38%. Now the Celtics are starting to miss a little bit, and the Lakers want to get back in it. No, they have to, and there's a good play by Ford, knocking it away and giving the Lakers problem now of having to set up a play with 5:33 remaining in the third period, 76-62, Boston. First of 2 meetings. You'll see the return match next Sunday from Los Angeles. Wilkes, they're going to need that.
And they're picking the pace up a little bit again. As I said, whenever they come back, it's because they pick the pace up.
Parrish, the leading scorer with 23, but he's only 1 for 7 this period as the Lakers. Jamal Wilkes commits the foul, only the second team foul and second personal on Wilkes. First team foul on LA. And Cooper almost made a steal. Ford reacted well, and Cooper picks up the loose ball. We have a 4-on-2 now. 4-on-2. Nixon has Bird in front of him, goes out to Cooper. They swing it to Wilkes, arches it over Parrish. And the Lakers coming back with 5 minutes to play.
And Boston's got to call timeout.
In the third quarter. And Bill Fitch calls a timeout. Notice the 2 timeouts he's called when the Lakers have come on have been when they got to 10 points. Wilkes has 10 this period. All right, 4:59 to go in the third. Lakers have cut the Celtic lead to 10. And Bill Russell, is this an important moment here?
I think this may be the key juncture of the game. This would be where the Celtics have to hold the Lakers off. Now, the Lakers, the last few minutes, have picked up the pace. I think Nixon and Wilkes have been effective the middle part of the third quarter, and that's very important for the Lakers. Nixon's picked up 9 assists in this game, and this third quarter, Wilkes is 4 for 5. So and that's a good sign for them.
Yeah, they've been kind of quiet so far, and Wilkes picks up the foul, and that is the fourth, making the second team foul on the Lakers, and the third personal foul on Jamal. So Wilkes and Nixon, they expected to get the thing going and not been doing it, but this period they've had. Tiny Archibald with a big jumper.
See, they've got to hold the Lakers off right now. To keep it between 12, say 8 and 14 the rest of the period.
Jamal, top of the key. Bird, McAdoo, short. Kareem tries to keep it going, and Wilkes tried to. Celtics come back. Defense so important right here. Larry Bird driving the middle into the Parrish. And it'll be a foul before a shot. It'll be the third team foul. So a non-shooting thing, and McAdoo commits his second personal foul, and a good foul, I would think, right there.
Yes, because that would have been a dunk shot if he had it.
A view from the low seats here at Boston Garden. 52 straight sellouts. Ford going in. Nixon, good defense by Nixon, caused Ford to go off balance, and now steps called against the Lakers. So they just can't get it going when they have that opportunity, and now the pressure is on their D again. Pat Riley's got to be as frustrated as anyone.
Not quite.
Ford in three-point territory. So is Bird. Bird goes to Parrish. Parrish baseline. Ford tries to tip it in. Kareem. That was important for the Lakers to stop the Celtics and come back. Nixon working against Tiny. Nixon shot is good.
And he's trying to make that shot. He didn't make that shot at all the first half.
10-point game with 3.5 minutes to play in the third. Parrish goes in against Kareem, and the basket counts and a foul, and Parrish challenged Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and took the measure of him. 23 points for Parrish, and for Kareem, his third personal.
Be a little creative to get that one off.
Once again, a 12-point lead, and Parrish will try to make it 13, and Roby will come off the bench.
You know, if Kareem had attempted to block that shot left-handed, he would have got.
Parrish had missed his last 6 before that drive. 3:15 to go in the third. 80-68, Boston, biggest lead, 20. Only LA lead was 6-4 early in the game. And there's Michael Cooper. So Cooper with 15 points, Kareem with 23, the leader, and Wilkes 16, a quiet 16. And Kevin McHale has come in, hits the jumper. And you know, in the fourth quarter is when the Celtics normally go to Kevin McHale for the big points. Ball knocked away by Ford. Ford is
By the Celtics there. They made him try to pass, and then they knocked the pass away because he was going for the shot.
Rick Roby, very physical, who's great at setting picks, comes in for the Celtics, and Eddie Jordan gives Michael Cooper a breather. And now a first appearance of the game for Mark Landsberger, who has not played all that much lately. And he is a bull underneath. Landsberger, in his 5th season, replaces Kareem and gives him a breather. So Bird and Landsberger muscling. So we got the muscle boys in there.
A lot of them.
Wilkes shooting over McHale is short. Roby the rebound. 12-point Celtic lead. 2.5 minutes to play. Last touched by McHale. It's LA ball. Next Sunday, 3:45 Eastern. The Celtics and the Lakers in their return at the Forum in LA. Lakers hope Magic is back in action. Last year, Larry Bird had a brilliant game against the Lakers. 36 points and 21 rebounds in the game at the Forum. McAdoo goes to the hoop against Roby, and a foul.
And Roby says, well, now, if you can take that shot if you want to, but you definitely will pay.
Bouncing off that chest is no fun.
There's Roby's says, I got to keep in touch with you. Just keep in touch with you wherever you go. McAdoo wants the ball. Gets it, then says, okay, now I'm going to go Roby. There.
He missed the first free throw. 1-2. 11-point lead for the Celtics. Lakers have cut it to 10 here in this period. Bird looking for McHale. Fires it away himself. 8 points for Larry Bird. You know, he gets hot late. 4 for 11 from the field for Larry, but he has 7 assists in the ballgame. Nixon outside and 9 rebounds. Nixon. Roby setting a low pick. Defending low. And Jamal Wilkes from the corner hits the shot. They need the scoring of Nixon and Wilkes, no question.
And they're starting to get it in the second half.
Minute and a half remaining in the third. Bird. And the rebound, McAdoo. Don't forget, Kareem has been on the bench. Lakers trying to gain some ground with the big guy on the bench. McHale. Trying on Wilkes. Steal by Bird. And it goes through Ford's hands. So it's LA ball.
What Bird did is he made a fake and made Eddie Jordan react to the fake. and throw the ball away. Good defense. What you do defensively is get a fake like you're going to react to the ball and then don't react, and it kind of confuses the offensive players a lot of times unless they've made their mind what they're going to do.
With Landsberger, Jordan, and McAdoo in the lineup, this is important for the Lakers to stay close with a lot of their big guns on the bench. 1 minute remaining. And of course, they'll be coming back. Jordan fires outside. No good. Landsberger out-muscles McHale. The basket counts and a foul. So Mark Landsberger, the bull in a china shop, who began his career with the Chicago Bulls, gets the hoop and a chance to cut the lead now to 8 points.
Well, they just painted the rims last week, so they'll be able to handle the soft shots here.
Well, they are.
There's a nice little push. Bird's out of there.
Foul was on McHale, his second personal.
3-point play.
That's right. 8-point deficit, and that's as close as the Lakers have gotten. 47 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Lakers have cut it down. McHale against Landsberger. Tiny goes in. McHale in and out. Tiny is there. They didn't. That was Eddie Jordan's responsibility to keep Tiny away from inside. He didn't do it. And as a result, a 10-point lead again with that much time remaining, but 16 on the shot clock. Nixon dumps off now. Wilkes wide open.
He's having himself a nice quiet game. It's being very effective.
How about 14 points in this third period? Final seconds now on an 8-point game. Pavetta calls the foul on Eddie Jordan. And that...
I'd like to see that play again if we have it. There was a lot of action there. Eddie Jordan wasn't on the floor because the guy that set the pick was holding him up pretty good.
As a result, with the penalty, Tiny is on the line shooting a couple and one of the better free throw shooters. Foul was on Jordan. Ditched him again.
Now here's that pick I was talking about. See, Roby sets that pick, and there's Jordan. He's got no chance. But that was a good call, because he did foul.
6 seconds are remaining here in the third period. It's a 9-point game. 6 seconds to go. Lakers can cut it down to 7, which they haven't been able to do. 2 seconds, way off the mark. But I'll tell you what, considering who's been in the lineup, Lakers not in bad shape. That's the end of the third period with the score. The Celtics 87, the Lakers 78. We'll be back with the start of the fourth period after this word from your local station.
The preceding message was furnished by the National Basketball Association. NBA on CBS is sponsored by the Miller Brewing Company. Brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. The Navy, it's not just a job, it's an adventure. And by United Airlines, fly the friendly skies.
Stockton and Bill Russell here at Boston Garden. 87-78 is our score, and be sure and stay tuned for the MVP award at the conclusion of the ball game.
The bench scoring, as I said earlier, can be misleading, but one thing that's significant in the third quarter, the Lakers out-rebounded.
That is a significant stat. 14-8, LA over Boston. You said when it was 10 points that the crucial time was coming up, and with the reserves in there, the Lakers have held in.
Yes, if you can keep between 8 and 12, which they were able to do, they're in the ball game.
They made up 5 points with Kareem out the last 2:42 of the period and have a chance for more as Jordan and Tiny will jump it. So Kareem went out of the ball game with 2:42 remaining, and the Lakers made up 5 points. Kareem on the bench, still the high scorer with 23, but Wilkes quietly has 20, 14 coming in that period. Nixon the playmaker with 5 assists. Landsberger has it. And now it can become 5. And they've got the same cast in there that they finished the period with. McAdoo, Landsberger, Jordan, Cooper, and Nixon. McAdoo with a hook shot, and it's an 87-82 game.
And it's getting interesting.
Wilkes is on the bench. Kareem is on the bench. Magic has not played today. Bird goes low to Roby. Roby turnaround. Big bucket for a guy who's physical and sets picks, but can get you the hoops when you need him. Jordan was acquired from New Jersey when Magic was out for 45 games last year. Long shot by Cooper, a two-point play, but they're coming right back and staying point for point with the Celtics, 89-84. Archibald, McHale the trailer, over Landsberger. He hit, and they're on the money here. Finch and Riley looking at the sharpshooters. This kind of a pace, does that help one team more than another as Cooper puts up a shot?
Yes. The Celtics are trying to pick up the pace, but they want to play a little quicker now. And the Lakers want to slow it down.
With that team in there, or just slow it down?
With this team, they don't want to run. Okay. They can't run it. They don't have the passing that they want to run the break. So with this team they have out there, they don't want to run. They want to play the half-court game.
And they're hitting their shots. Cooper has hit 5 in a row, and the foul here is on Bob McAdoo, his third foul in a non-shooting situation, and that's the first foul of this fourth period. 5-point lead, quiet Boston Garden as Jamal Wilkes comes back into the ball game. He scored 14 of his 20 points in the third quarter. So Wilkes comes in, and Norm Nixon goes out. McHale got away from Landsberger and burned it. Nixon, by the way, 12 assists in the ball game as he goes to the bench, as Bill Fitch off the bench. So is Pat Riley. Fitch kneeling, and Riley on his feet. Long bomber by McAdoo, no good. Fight for the loose ball, and a great play by Bob McAdoo as he knocked it off of Rick Roby to keep it for LA. And we're going to have a timeout right now. This is an important moment here and a very tense moment. 9:44 remaining in this fourth quarter, 93-86. Coming up next, the St. John's Redmen, Louis Carnesecca's team against Denny Crum's Louisville Cardinals, NCAA basketball following this game. And of course, Bill Russell made the point at the top of the ball game about the duel between that man, Larry Bird, and the defensive ace, Michael Cooper of the Los Angeles Lakers. And how is the tempo between those two going right now?
Well, they're going at each other pretty good, and they almost reverse roles. Now, Bird has got to shut Cooper down because Cooper is leading the Lakers offensively. He hit 5 shots in a row and brought him back in his ball game.
93-86, the Lakers had cut it to 5 points. Boston's biggest lead was 20. LA's only lead early in the game at 6-4. ML Carr is on Cooper now, so someone heard you and they say we got to shut down Cooper, and Carr's the man. McHale hits from the top. Make that Wilkes, I'm sorry, 22 points. Wilkes, and it's now a 93-88 game. Once again, 5 points. Now Cooper is guarding Bird. But ML Carr, who makes big defensive plays in clutch situations, is trying to stop Cooper, in a steal by Eddie Jordan. Here come the Lakers. They've got Cooper on the right side. Cooper driving in, lays it in. And now it's a 93-90 game and a lot of time remaining, 9 minutes.
That was some shot Cooper made, a pump and double pump.
There's double O coming in, and so is Gerald Henderson behind him. Trapped is Tiny. Tough pass to ML Carr. Fires away, and it's over the top. It'll be Laker ball, and Parrish and Henderson comes in. Jordan steal.
Here comes Jordan around, right there. Clean steal. And run the break. Gives it to Cooper. And
oh, look at that play. Lakers shooting 60% this half. So Tiny Archibald gets a breather. Saved by Landsberger with 5 seconds. Cooper loops it in. And it's a 93-92 game with 8:20 to play. The Lakers have almost made it all the way back, and Cooper has hit 7 in a row. And they're swarming all over the Celtics. Parrish can't control it, and Cooper steals it. Hit off the leg of Henderson. It's still LA ball. And they're doing it now, Bill.
And here goes Cooper down the middle when he took off a little soon. Just finger roll it. Good play.
That's timing, agility, what have you. Cooper low to Kareem. Kareem has had a good rest. Comes in with the jump shot, and now it's tied up. Oh, the Lakers lead 94-93. They were down by 1, so they have made up 20 points in this game. The crowd trying to get the Celtics going, and the Celtics look a little bit in disarray right now. Harris misses. Landsberger, what a job he's done, and he's fouled. He is fouled, and the fans say, come on, what's going on to the Celtics now?
In fact, they're not saying very much at all. But what the Lakers are doing now is pounding the defensive board.
Third foul on McHale. Each side with one team foul here in this fourth period with 7 minutes and 32 seconds to go. 94-93 Lakers. Their biggest lead, 6-4 early. Otherwise, it's been all Boston. Jamal Wilkes adds to it. And now their biggest lead, 96-93. And Bill Fitch wants a timeout. And Cedric Maxwell will check in as soon as we come back. So a dramatic change in fortunes here. The Lakers have pounded the boards. They're getting their game going, and they're hitting the shots. They've taken the lead over the defending world champions. When we say the Lakers are hitting, we're not kidding. They're 9 of 10 from the field. They've run off 10 straight points. Cooper has hit 7 in a row. Wilkes 4 in a row, and 8 out of 10 this half.
You know, Bill Fitch said Friday night that this team has a hard time against high-scoring teams because they're a high-scoring team, and it's hard to change the pattern and be more effective. This is like deja vu almost, because the same thing happened to Celtics Friday night against Denver.
That means we've seen this before, right?
Yes.
90 misses. The rebound intercepted by Henderson. Kareem's pass was intercepted, and Parrish, who is having a rough half, now 3 for 11. Well, after going 9 for 14 in the first half. Parrish with 25. High scorer for the Celtics, and one of the best field goal percentage shooters in the game. Loose ball out of bounds. It's still LA ball. Cooper and Kareem have 25 and Wilkes 24. And now you know why ML Carr is so valuable.
There, that's just hustle. That kind of thing, whether you come with the ball or not, it gives your team a lift.
6:40 remaining. Fourth period. Kareem, sky hook. Not this time. Henderson the rebound. The Lakers are leading by 1. They were down by 20 at one point. Here's ML Carr. What a switch in direction.
And that's what he does. He comes in, he makes the plays on hustle, and those kind of plays always help.
An emotional player. Fitch knows when to bring him in to help the team. Kareem comes back and beats Parrish inside, and Abdul-Jabbar 27 points. Once again, a one-point lead for the Lakers and a foul the other way. It's against Boston, and Red Auerbach, if he were coaching, would be off there with the program in his hand and say something not nice to the official.
And get a technical.
And get a tee. He's quieted down, sitting back in the stands with Harry Mangurian, the Celtics owner. Under 6 minutes remaining, and we have a foul
on ML Carr.
On ML Carr. Here's Harry Mangurian, and he and Jerry Buss have had a little go at it behind closed doors at the owner meetings, and that's why if these two clubs meet in the NBA Finals, it'll be interesting, too. Cooper. Eddie Jordan fires away, line drive shot. Landsberger with the offensive rebound. Misses the shot from Kareem. Makes no mistake.
Yeah, he took that percentage shot on that one.
Lakers by 3. You know, Mark Landsberger has not played lately, but he's going to earn some more time with the way he's playing now.
Yes, because he's pounding the boards, and what's important about that last play, he kept the ball alive.
5.5 to play, fourth period. They surround Parrish and commit the foul. Kareem, fourth foul on Kareem. And for the Lakers, team foul number 2. Dick Bavetta, Jack Madden, the officials. Kareem 14 for 17 offensively. ML Carr. Harris tips the ball, turns around. And over the top was Gerald Henderson, called for a loose ball foul.
And that's how coaches get old before their time.
Looks like a good call to me.
Well, he's not talking about that one. It's the things that lead up to that. When you see that, that's the last of the play.
3-point lead for the Lakers, who lost both games to the Celtics last year. And they have not beaten the Celtics without Magic Johnson in the lineup. And Magic's had to watch this from the bench. Kareem inside. Several fakes, ball away. Rebound, Maxwell. Tiny, Nixon from behind.
An obvious one. And now hurt at the other end.
Michael Cooper, looks like he got hit in the finger in the eye or something.
He was hit in the eye and did not come down court. And Jack Curran, the trainer for the Lakers, comes over to tend to him. Cooper has had a marvelous game, knowing he had to defend against Larry Bird. He has scored 25 points.
That's pretty good defense.
And as you pointed out, it's turned around.
Yes.
They had a worry, and that's why ML Carr came in the game to stop Cooper. He'll go out. Or at least he'll go back to the bench. Cooper is shooting 12 for 19. 7 in a row. Bill Fitch with his bunch. 4:47 remaining, fourth period. 100-97. The Lakers have held their opponents under 104 the last 5 games, but they have not scored 100 in those games. Both sides, of course, will go over that mark. Harris and Kareem, that'll be key too.
And this is the kind of thing that Fitch was worried about. Without Magic in there, over the long haul, the Lakers have pulled together and kept hustling and doing a lot of things that maybe they wouldn't have done in ordinary circumstances.
Well, rising to the occasion. Mark Landsberger's first foul, but that is the 4th team foul. The Celtics have 3. One more and it'll be penalty time. Kareem has 4, the only player on the floor with 4 personal fouls. Wilkes gives him the shot, takes it away, and Carr says, I'll take it and make it. ML Carr.
Thank you very much.
From Guilford College, Dave Cowens, one of the greats, watching and enjoying things from the sideline. Nixon guarded by Tiny. Carr is on Jamal like a blanket. Cooper with Henderson puts a fake on Gerald, and Michael Cooper now with 27 points. Cooper has 27, and we saw him get 30 on Christmas Day against the Phoenix Suns, and you know about his defensive reputation. It is superb. 8 straight for Michael, and a 102-99 score. 4 minutes to go, 4th period. Nixon on Tiny. Parrish hits a screen. No foul called. Maxwell and Landsberger wrestles the ball away. Fitch is off the bench, claiming foul. Nixon. Last time the Lakers won here 2 years ago, and they scored 21 straight points, a team record. Still LA ball, but there's ML Carr setting an example. A good one.
When there's loose balls, you better be careful when there's loose balls on it, because he dives at all of them.
Where is Larry Bird? With 3:35 to go. Nixon misses, but right down to Jamal, who backs it in.
Look what I found.
On the sidelines, Bird. Meanwhile, Wilkes has 26 points, and we have a timeout with 3:29. 5-point lead for the Lakers, their biggest lead, and Bird should be coming in before long. Stay tuned to CBS Sports for the final round of the 41st annual Bing Crosby National Pro-Am from Pebble Beach, California. Craig Stadler had a tournament record 64 yesterday, 2-stroke lead over Jim Simons. Those are the leaders. And don't forget, it'll be St. John's and Louisville NCAA basketball coming up after this game. And Larry Bird has come back with 3:25 remaining, and the Celtics trailing by 5. Inside Maxwell, and it's a 3-point game. Cooper and Wilkes are hot. Cooper 16, Wilkes 20 this half. And they've got a good shooting streak going too. Nixon, meanwhile, controls. Landsberger has done a great job with 4 rebounds and 3 points. They go to Kareem. Henderson tried to steal, and the sky hook does it again. So they have not really stopped the sky hook from Kareem today, who has 31 points. Less than 3 minutes to play. They whistle in a foul, and Tiny will go to the line. It's also the 15th foul on the Lakers. Personal foul, Los Angeles, on Michael Cooper, number 4.
He's one of the guys who can play with 4 fouls. He can play with 5 fouls. He's a very disciplined player. Much more, because to play defense, good defense, you have to be very disciplined.
The top of the game, you talked about Bird and Cooper, and of course the big guys. How has the flow and the point that you made at the top affected the game where we are right now?
It's been very important. Kareem has played in the middle. Parrish got to a good start, and that's what gave the Celtics that lead. And since then, Kareem has been coming on. So they're pretty much even at this point, and that's why the game is like that, I believe. Pretty much even.
And Cooper, too, has come back from the early start there, and they've had to worry about shutting him off. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Maxwell is all over Wilkes. Won't let Wilkes have a thing. He's going to have to work hard for that shot. It's off the side, but a new 24 seconds as they get it off the side of the board with 2 minutes and 18 seconds to play now. Fourth period, 106 to 103. You look at the clock and the score. Boston Garden, and they'll go at it next Sunday, 3:45 Eastern from the Forum in L.A. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Wilkes, no good. Parrish the rebound. Tiny with the break. Bird. Keep in mind, when they need it, they go to Bird, but he missed that shot. And they're going to call a blocking foul on the Celtics.
Tiny Archibald. I think they call him Tiny Archibald.
1:56 remaining and a foul. And the action picks up more.
Long rebound out, it went out, and there, right there. Tiny turned under. So they got a timeout again. And the coaches now are going to have to start working the number of shots. And
timeout. Score, and that's our time. Bill, Bird is 4 for 13. Is it just defense? What's been the story with him?
It's a combination of good defense. He's been working hard, but he's done other things, rebounding, and he's been a decoy a lot of the time. But he has not shot well today, and you got to give Michael Cooper some credit for that.
And it doesn't mean he can't shoot well the rest of this game as Magic looks on.
That's right. Now this is where they really separate the good teams going down the stretch here. The team that will win this game will be the one that makes the fewest mistakes.
I can move right on one step.
And try to get control of tempo during the last few minutes, decide who's going to do what.
Jamal, Cooper, Nixon, Landsberger, who's been tremendous coming off the bench, and Kareem. Archibald is on Nixon. Henderson is on Cooper. They get it into Kareem and his foul. Larry Bird came over to help.
Good defensive play, just got there a little late. 4
fouls on Bird, and the Celtic fans having to sweat this one out. 1:44 to go, 106 to 103, and Kareem with some big free throws here. One of the better free throw shooting centers in many, many years. He has 32 points. Now 33. And a 5-point lead.
That's his number, 33.
Golly, you're right. Tiny Archibald guarded by Cooper. Cooper on Tiny. Bird defended by Wilkes. They have Wilkes on Bird. Parrish goes in. Misses the shot. Wilkes. And now you know the Lakers are not going to be in any hurry with less than a minute and a half to go.
And they have taken over control of the boards in the last half, in the first half, and they've caught up and went ahead on the rebound.
And Landsberger is one of the men responsible. His presence has been a factor if he hasn't grabbed all that many boards. They go low. Kareem. Kareem hits the shot. So as the Celtics go to Bird when it counts, the Lakers are going to Kareem as we wind down to a minute and a 7-point lead, now 5 again, as Parrish has 27 points.
Neither one of these teams is going to quit. You can count on that.
Pat Riley.
And just when the time you think you can relax.
Foul. Henderson. The Celtics over the limit that's going to be shooting at the other end. So it'll be 2 shots at the other end, not because of backcourt, but because of the penalty situation.
The Lakers have really, after they got way behind, they came back the way you have to come back. You don't try to get back. You got to come back one or 2 points at a time. And they've been really working at that. But what they really changed was the rebound.
So when we talked at the beginning about how do you stop the great rebounding of the Celtics, all the Lakers had to do was get a little more aggressive in the second half, and Landsberger was one of those that keyed it.
Right. You know, if you're talking about most valuable player at this point.
I know I like. Parrish with a jumper, basket, foul. Parrish gets the bucket.
Bangs on the elbow.
So Robert Parrish now has 29 points in the ball game. Cooper has committed his 5th foul with 56 seconds remaining, and Parrish can cut the lead to 4.
And he's sending McAdoo back in for Landsberger.
Landsberger goes out of the game and did a yeoman job. McAdoo has come in, but Mark Landsberger, if the Lakers can hold their lead, if they awarded game balls in this sport, he would deserve one.
Is a yeoman a sailor or
something like that?
Oh, okay.
Nixon working it up against Henderson. Isn't that great when you don't have to coach anymore? We can have fun here. These nail biters. 45 seconds to go. And now Henderson fouls. Nixon will go to the line and shoot with 44 remaining.
Penalty situation. Nixon has 1 shot plus the penalty.
1 plus the penalty for Norm Nixon. And it's quiet at Boston Garden. Nixon has hit 34 straight free throws.
Would you believe 35?
I would believe it. He's shooting over 83% on the season. Archibald coming down. Now the Celtics need points in a hurry. Tiny off of Parrish out of bounds, and the Lakers have it with 38 seconds to go in control. 114 to 107, and I'll bet you there weren't many people here at Boston Garden that thought the Lakers had a shot when it was 20 points down and getting beaten on the boards. But that's the way it's working now as they spread it out.
And the guy that's shooting free throws would get my vote for the MVP. Although I think Kareem has done a tremendous job.
Because we talk about all the great men up front. Kareem has done a great job, but I agree with you because Michael Cooper had to be concerned not only with the defense, but without Magic to take the added burden of being the other guard.
And he and Jamal Wilkes were the 2 guys that really brought them back when they were so far behind. So Kareem it just closed the door on the Celtics. What he's done, but Michael Cooper's done a tremendous job.
The man, yes. 116 to 107. Suddenly, it's been Los Angeles, and now we have to talk about next Sunday's game at 3:45 Eastern Time at the Forum. The Celtics and the Lakers, and psychologically, this has been a tremendous boost for a team that's been slumping, meaning LA.
But you know what's important about this is now next week we'll go to LA, and it doesn't make any difference where these 2 teams play, because the good teams play everywhere. They'll meet you in a streetcar.
Home court doesn't mean anything.
It has absolutely no value.
As we are seeing today.
Yes.
Kareem,
one of the great outstanding 2-way efforts has been by Michael Cooper today. You know, because he played a good, strong defense as he had to. You know, Michael Burke's our. You could call him. Is he the producer? Is that his job?
Well, we'll call him that.
Okay. Michael.
I don't know who he would have voted for, but we both agree about Michael Cooper.
Oh yeah.
We don't know. We don't know who we would have picked.
We're going to ignore him and his vote.
He likes Kurt Rambis. You know, look, everyone has the opinion. Michael Cooper, 13 for 20 from the field this afternoon, including his last 8 in a row, and 5 for 6 from the line. And when we talked at the opening of our ball game of the strength of the Los Angeles Lakers, we talked about Magic, who did not play, and Nixon, but it was Cooper, that 3rd guard, who normally would see a lot of action up front if Magic were here. And this is an important game for the Lakers, and 116 to 107, a 9-point lead, and a club like that should hold on to it.
And they're in a dogfight in the Pacific Division because Seattle is beating everybody everywhere.
Kareem sits out and leaves the game with 35 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 block shots. Going for 3 and making it is Larry Bird. And so they didn't use much time. 116 to 110 and a foul. So that's what you want to do. Stop the clock as much as possible when you're down and you need points in the waning second.
But you picked a pretty good free throw shooter to foul there.
They want him to break the record.
Yeah, I think I would have gone for Brewer if I was going to foul someone.
Brewer replaced Kareem. Cooper remained in the game. Eddie Jordan has played a fine game today because the Lakers' bench is depleted when you lose a guy like Magic. And Nixon.
Now, Nixon really had a struggle today. He did not start the game off playing very well. But he's hung in there.
Lakers
and has been effective in the second half.
Celtics call a timeout. Nixon has hit 37 straight free throws. So the Los Angeles Lakers, who won at Washington on Friday, heading for the victory. Executive producer of NBA, Jim Harrington, Game is all of them produced by Michael Burks and directed in fine fashion by Sandy Grossman. We want to thank our technical and production people, and of course I also want to thank our fine statistician Marty Aronoff for his fine work. Thanks to everyone that had a part in bringing you this game, and of course I'm looking forward to next week at the Forum.
You just want to get to the California sun. You kidding me? The Forum.
Red Auerbach and Harry Mangurian and George Plimpton right in front of Red. Red saying, what are you going to do? But for the Celtics, and you know, you mentioned the race for first place. The Celtics 2.5 in front of Philly in the Atlantic Division, and now LA a half a game behind Seattle, who beat Utah last night. Very important to win the division because you want to avoid that mini series, and I think every coach in the league wants to avoid that.
Like to play. Because they say you get in that 3-game series, anybody can win. And in a 5-game series, the better team has a chance to establish the pattern and be the better team. Michael Cooper.
Most valuable player, 31 points, 5 rebounds, and the Miller High Life $1,000 donation will be made to the Special Olympics on behalf of Michael Cooper. 20 seconds remaining. They're going for 3, and Danny Ainge is in the ball game to try it. It's out of bounds. So with 16 seconds, first appearance of the game for Danny Ainge, who chose baseball at first with the Toronto Blue Jays over basketball. They're going to jump this one up.
And the Celtics have not quit.
Nope, they haven't. Danny Ainge had a change of heart, a dispute that reached the courts, and the Celtics right now say that they are grooming him to perhaps succeed Tiny as the point guard on this club. But he's got a way to go. Bird, they're looking for the 3. Ford, Archibald for 3, and Tiny hits the basket. 118 to 113 with 6 seconds to go, and so they keep stopping the clock, calling time, and hitting 3-pointers. Nixon gets fouled with 4 seconds, and the Celtics just may not have enough time, and of course they keep fouling the wrong guy.
They don't have enough time.
Celtics led 74 to 54. 8:50 remaining in the third period, but the Lakers came on and outscored the Celtics to this point 64 to 39 since then. A tremendous reversal.
You know, Friday night Bill Fitch said that the Celtics have a hard time against the high-scoring teams because they are a high-scoring team, and it's so easy to drift into the pattern of running or playing a wide-open game. Now, the Lakers have played a lot better defense second half, but again, I repeat, the key thing has been they've turned it around on the boards.
You saw Charles Bradley, the first draft choice out of Wyoming, a 6'5" forward guard combination whose
brother plays for Phoenix.
Dudley Bradley, that's right. One of the best defensive players in the game. So Charles Bradley is in there, and Norm Nixon finally ends the string at 38. 38 free throws in a row. That'll do it. The ball game is over, and the Los Angeles Lakers, who have been in the first slump since Pat Riley took over the team, have won one of the biggest games they've had to win because it's the first time they have beaten the Boston Celtics without Magic Johnson, who did not play today, and they beat it at Boston's home court. But as Bill Russell says, that is really not the crucial aspect here. Don't forget, we'll be with you next Sunday at the Forum for the return engagement. So this is Dick Stockton for Bill Russell saying so long from Boston Garden. The final score, the LA Lakers 119, the Boston Celtics 113. Be sure to stay tuned to CBS Sports for great college basketball action as the Redmen of St. John's take on the Louisville Cardinals. And later today, it's the final round of the 41st annual Bing Crosby National Pro-Am. Right now, let's switch to Brent Musburger in New York. Take it away, Brent.